Hey, beautiful people. My name's Taylor, also known as Priceless Tay.
And I'm your co-host, Tedia Rosarion.
We want to welcome you back to What the
Finance!
Okay, what the actual fuck does personal finance have to do with me? A college-age student nonetheless? Hey guys, it's Taylor. I'm back at it again today with another episode for you, talking a little bit about why is personal finance even important? Like, we're college-age kids here if you're listening, or you may be even an adult, or even somebody that's just entering high school. Overall, it's so important to get into financial literacy at such a young age. And I really think it's important to adopt healthy budgeting, spending, investing habits, especially during this unique time with COVID-19. So I want to start off a little bit about myself and why I actually got started into personal finance. Many of you may or may not have known this career path was not my first choice, okay? I wanted to be a neurosurgeon. I wanted to go down the pre-med path. At least I think one time in people's lives, people want to become a doctor. That was me, but for my entire life. And growing up from kindergarten to first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth grade, I really wanted to be a neurosurgeon. I got books. I was studying on it. I just was so fascinated with the brain and how it works. During eighth grade, I was diagnosed with this disease or illness. Disease sounds scary to me, so I may call it illness, called scoliosis. It's an abnormal curvature of the spine, and in my case, it was severe enough that I had to get a major spinal fusion surgery. And not to go too much into what the actual medical history of it was or is today, that made me, in my event, want to go even further down the pre-med path because I was going to doctor's appointments left and right. I understood exactly what patients were going through and how they felt, and the words that I would need to say to empathize with them and guide them in the right direction. And so throughout high school, my high school career, if you want to call it, I went to Hofstra University to do this medical camp for the summer where I would learn anything about neurology. The next summer later, I went over to this place called Palm Health, where I worked under a neurologist at the age of 16, I believe, in St. Louis, Missouri. Fun times, fun times. And this really made me want to get even more into the field. As you can see, like, my head was straight on neurosurgery. This is my life. I'm going to go 10 to 14 years in medical school, and this is what it's going to be. Once I got to college, life happened, and it changed like a total 360. I was going for pre-med, and I decided to drop out because my back could not handle 3-hour labs in a row. It was so intense for me, and that my life was so up in the air. I didn't know what to do or where to go. So during that time, after I dropped out, I continued my job working as a manager at an industrial uniform rental company. And my mom's like, Taylor, why don't you go into business and why don't you go into finance? Like, I'm always telling your brother to go into finance, but you might as well give it a try. I'm like, okay, might as well give it a shot. I have no other plans. This literally was my life. So let's try it. So I did. I went back to college. I started going in with business administration at my community college. And I realized, wow, I'm getting thrown monetary and fiscal policies, but yet I have no idea what a credit score is, and I have no idea what personal finance is in general. Like, how are you going to go teach me this bizarre, like, crazy trainings when I don't even know the basics? Like, how are you throwing a person into an ocean that they don't even know how to swim? That is where I was at, and that is how I felt. So what did I do? I made my story present as being in like the event that I had with my back. A lot of people knew who I was, just very unique story again with my spinal fusion surgery. Not many people know somebody that goes through that at such a young age. If you do, send them my way. Love discussing with other people their experience and how they felt. Besides the point, I was like, okay, we need to share this story. This story is something that I want to talk about now. I don't want to just have it be the scar behind my back. I want it to be this personal finance journey that I can be more storytelling, and I actually want to have my mission be based upon. And I did that. I started a blog, very small. It was just within my community, and it was literally my journey from where I was 2 or 3 years ago, I'd say now, to where I am today. It's absolutely crazy. That blog turned from Tap Investments into Tap Into It. And as you can see, it has grown into an international company where we're making a global impact. We have a college ambassador program at the University of Edinburgh that is launching January 2021 to help spread the message in which I once occurred, so that everyone else can go spread that message as well and become a part of this financial literacy movement. And I'm so glad, if you're listening to this podcast right now, that you are part of that movement with me. I want you to text 424-226-5797. Text WTF to 424-226-5797 and share something personal with me about your personal finance skills. And if you ever trained or not, had any other trainings, whatever, anything within personal finance, Tedia and I would love to hear. And so it all comes down to, how did this even happen? Like, again, what the fuck does personal finance have to do with me, a college-aged kid? The reason being is that the taboo of talking about money is a real fucking thing, guys. Parents have problems talking with their kids about their monetary situation. Teachers don't talk about monetary situations with their students. It is such a foreign topic. Like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, growing up, it's like, don't ever bring up politics, religion, or money at the dinner table. And at the end of the day, the way in which I learn is that I ask a shit ton of questions. And if you know me back in the day, I'd be like, hey, my name's Taylor. What's your favorite color? When's your birthday? What's your favorite animal? Who do you like? Who's your celebrity crush? Every single thing. I'm just so curious about people and what they think. So I may have had a little bit of an advantage there, because I'm like, screw the rules. I want to ask about money, how people are accelerating in their careers, how they're getting $1 million a year at a certain job, how they got there, what are they doing with all of that money. Those are questions that we should be talking about in today's society, which we are not. And that is the mission with this podcast and with Tap Into It and with my own personal brand and personal journey. So you might be asking me, Taylor, how do you become financially literate? You're talking about all of this, but you have a good story, right? Let's dive deep into what it actually means to be financially literate. Okay, I got your back. I got you. First, you're going to start off with utilizing your free resources. If you're not using social media already as a tool instead of a hyper addiction, you need to flip that around. If you haven't watched The Social Dilemma, go watch it. It talks about the hyper addiction with social media, and that it can be one of the most powerful tools that you ever have, but many people use it to feed into their addiction, and psychologically it turns into a downward spiral. So start off there. If you're not already following myself at Priceless Tay or at tapintuit.co, tapintuit.co, that's a free resource. Use it. I have Instagram highlights about certain credit guides, for example, where you can learn all about credit for free on that Instagram highlight guide. You can go to people's YouTube channels. You can view Tedia's YouTube channel. You can view my YouTube channel. You can view Graham Stephan's YouTube channel. It is all there for you, free for you to use. Start utilizing those free resources now. If you don't, this will say exactly how motivated you are to actually become financially literate. If you want anything in this life, guys, you got to go out and get it. Don't expect people to hand you apples from the tree. Climb up that tree, pick the apples yourself.
Back again with a commercial break. Make sure to subscribe to Taylor Price's YouTube channel. Just search up Taylor Price. She posts once every single week talking about investing, personal finance, and business. You can find Taylor on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Priceless Tay. Let's get back to it.
Next, you're going to want to invest in yourself. After you invest in free resources, they can only go such a far way. Sometimes you may want to invest in yourself, as in get a training, get a mentor, get books, join a private paid Facebook group community. Whatever you have to do to invest in yourself to improve your skills, then so be it. The reason why I say this is because you are never going to go away, or your skills, is that what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you will most likely be able to remember anything in which you are really honing your skills on that you paid for. It's a different story when it's free, because many people can sign up for something for free and then forget about it because they're not putting in an investment in. But if you pay for your hard-earned money towards a book or towards one of those trainings, you're going to respect it so much more than that of just something that's free. So start with investing with yourself after. You can join a college program, club, ambassador program. If you're in high school, join an after-school club. I know it's the virus. There may not be stuff that's in person, but definitely there's still those online clubs and resources that you can use at the disposal of your fingertips. And that is what's so powerful about today and why people are getting smarter within our generation. I have a college ambassador program at Tap Into It. Again, like I said, it's at the University of Edinburgh. Does not matter where you're from, your background, who you are. Education's available everywhere. Financial literacy is not just within the United States. There is a pandemic of the financial literacy, or should I say illiteracy, that's going on around the world. So if you're listening to this right now and you're not from the US, please feel free again to reach out and let us know that you want to be a college ambassador and become a part of the movement. Okay, so getting right on into it. At 18, if you're listening right now and you are 18, here are some tips, quick tips that I have for you. Start building your credit. Cash is not king. Credit is king. Credit will allow you to go a long way when you're ready to buy your first house, when you're ready to get a car, when you're ready to get a big purchase, when you're ready to get student loans. Credit is going to matter, and having that good credit is essential. I say 18 because you can independently get a credit card when you're 18. Some states it's 19. Like I think Alabama, I got a comment on this one time that you have to be 19 to get credit, but I'm just going to say 18 flat out. If you are below that age, or if your state is over 18, which I'm not too sure about, you can become an authorized user under your parents' credit card. Taylor, what if they had bad credit? Sorry, you're either going to just have to wait until you're 18, or you can go to a guardian, aunt, uncle, whoever, to help you become an authorized user. Does not have to be a direct correlation to you, as long as it's within the extended family. If you have a large family like I do, you would understand. You can go to them and ask, and I would highly recommend, don't be shy about it. You want to eventually support your family one day, they should help you do this. At 18, again, you don't have to be 18, but I'm just setting the standard here. Open a Roth IRA account. Even the slightest contribution counts, guys. Like $20 really goes a long way. I'm known as a person who doesn't always buy Starbucks every single day. I barely even know what the sizes are. I think a venti is a large. I go to Starbucks every once in a while to get the mango dragon fruit refresher. I'm like, hi, can I have a large? They're like, okay, you want the venti? I'm like, I guess, sure, yeah. Anyway, it counts. Whatever you're putting in, you will get out at a much larger return. That is what's so special about the Roth IRA. Roth IRAs are for United States citizens. If you are in Canada, you can do the TFSA. I forget what the acronym stands for, but it's the same thing, TFSA. Look it up. For the UK, it's an ISA account. And then there's also one that I know in Germany, very, very similar. I just can't pronounce it, so I don't want to butcher it. If you have any questions, always feel free to ask. At 18, you should also start your savings. It's so important to start getting into the habit of budgeting your money properly. When you go to college, if you do or if you don't, traditional education, for you, not for you, it is always going to come back to your budgeting. And the way in which I present it, again, maybe you guys have heard this before from me, is that we have to take a look at the money tree. Parents say all the time, there's no money trees out there, guys. It's not real. I'm going to tell you that it is. The seed of this money tree is your budget, and you build that tree up with having a good credit score, with having that Roth IRA, with having good wealth management skills, and starting your savings. Then you have that tree, but it's not producing any money, in which your parents are talking about. This is the part that really, really counts. You have these branches. These branches can be starting a side hustle. These branches can be going into the foreign exchange market, cryptocurrency, stock market, whatever markets, the real estate market, something that's not guaranteed, that you can try to predict your best, but at the end of the day, timing is going to be your best friend. Those are all stuff that's guaranteed, but that is what's going to make your money work for you. And that's what's called the money tree. It is a real thing. I'm going to break that taboo right now. The money tree is a real thing. Use #TapMoneyTree, and let's see how many people that we have listening to this and have learned that the money tree is an actual thing. Why is this all important? Do I sound crazy? I'm going to go back to my story in that I was financially illiterate. It's okay. Everyone is at some point or another. Some people continue on with their lives at age 50, 60, 70, maybe even die without having any savings or no financial literacy skills. This relates to you because maybe you know, or maybe you are somebody who has no savings, and you may have to work your entire life, or you may have to take out massive amounts of debt to go to college or to go to your grad school program. You want to utilize these efforts and resources to the best of your ability so you can get the most bang for your buck. That's all I got for today, guys. It has been a real one. Make sure to follow me. We will talk soon. Bye.
You've been listening to WTF, What the
Finance!
with the one and only.
Tedia Rosarion.
And last but not least, Taylor Price. Make sure to receive all of the updates on WTF by texting WTF to 424-226-5797. Message and rates may apply.